Hi. Okay, so one of the major topics we were talking about last class was Inception and how mind blowing of a film it was, and we were all trying to figure out at the end what had happened when the top keeps spinning. And we don't know whether Leonardo DiCaprio is back in the dream world or back in actual reality with his kids. So I was looking up online theories of different endings of the movie and what people made of it and what other people could come up with. So, one thing that I found that was really interesting was that a lot of people pointed out that his kids haven't aged at all since the beginning of the film. And also, they're wearing the exact same clothes that they were wearing the entire movie. And that was actually confirmed by the costume director. She did say that they were wearing the same clothes. Now, Leonardo DiCaprio, we don't know how long he's actually been away from his children in the movie, but we do know that he has been away for at least a couple of months. So, one, the children should not be wearing the same clothes. It, or it could just be coincidence in the same outfits. But we should be able to tell that they have aged at least a little bit because young kids age quickly. You can tell the difference between a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old easily, especially in the way they look. And they grow out of clothes quicker as well. So I mean, that's one thing to think about of why the top would keep spinning, and maybe he is in a dream. But another person also pointed out that throughout the entire film, um, in real life, Leonardo DiCaprio is never wearing a wedding ring. But whenever he is in a dream, he's wearing a wedding ring. So they pointed out that at the end of the movie, he is not wearing the wedding ring. So that might be a little bit of proof why that he is in real life and that he's not in a dream anymore. Because, or else he would have been wearing the wedding ring if he was in the dream. But we don't know, again, if that's just coincidence or if that's really the reason. So, I mean, my theory, I think I kind of agree that it is real life. I think that the director was I mean, this is what I thought is that the director was planning on having him be in real life, and then he had the whole idea of the top spinning, and that he knew that that would leave the ending off on, oh well, is it or is it not? And also the fact that it was toppling a little at the end. So most people do think that it was real life because it was toppling, that it was on its way to fall down. Because in every other part of the movie, and when he's in a dream, the top spins perfectly. It never topples over. So the fact that it did topple over is kind of a sign, well, maybe it is real life, because or else it wouldn't have even toppled in the first place. Um, and at the same time, he doesn't see his wife, which, I mean, we know she kind of like got killed off anyway, but like not really. Um, but it's as if she's not even there. And or unless, you know what, even if it was a dream, um, for him, psychologically, it was better than at least being in the dreams that he was prior with his wife in them, because now at least he thinks that this is real and he has his children, and he thinks that he is in real life because his wife isn't there and he hasn't had to deal with her in his dream. So, I mean, psychologically, you could argue that it would be better for him because since he does think he's in real life, he's just going to enjoy it. He's going to enjoy being with his kids. But if he ever did realize that he was in a dream, then it would ruin it. But at the same time, if you notice, after he spins the top, he doesn't care about it. He continues to walk and he goes and plays with his children. So I think that's also a sign that the director was trying to point out, is that at this point he's so happy with where he is that he could care less whether it's in a dream or whether it is in real life, because he's where he wants to be. He wants to be with his kids. This is what he's wanted for a very long time, and not to be blamed for his wife's death. And this is the exact place that perfects that. So, I mean, I kind of really support that theory too, that it shouldn't matter whether the top falls over or not. because Leonardo DiCaprio was finally happy. He's where exactly he wants to be. And let me tell you, if I supposedly was in a dream, but I was where I wanted to be for the rest of my life. Like, for example, I cannot picture being alive and never having children. And if, say, if I was in a life that I was with my kids when I'm older and I got to see them and I got to be with them for the rest of my life, then I wouldn't care whether it was a dream, whether it was reality, because I'm where I want to be. And at that point, what matters besides that? It shouldn't matter. Because as long as you're happy, I'd rather be happy in a dream than miserable in real life. I mean, I think anybody would choose that because when you're miserable in real life, there's nothing you can really do about it until you pass away. So, I mean, unless you really want to, but many people, if they're really depressed, like if I was very depressed, I would much rather be in a dream knowing I'm happy where I am. So that's just a little bit on Inception. It's a great movie. If you haven't seen it, you should definitely see it because it was one of my favorite movies and it is absolutely mind blowing. It's definitely a mind workout. Okay, that's it.